There comes a point in every life where you have to realize you're carrying versions of yourself that no longer fit. Old saves, old identities, old patterns, old coding that once kept you safe, but now keeps you small. Deleting a version of yourself isn't about erasing the past. It's about releasing the parts of your life that were built for a world you already outgrown. This chapter is about the version I had to let go so I could become the one I'm meant to be. There was a version of me that learned how to shrink, how to stay quiet, how to read danger before it arrived, how to make myself avoid being seen and strong enough to carry what wasn't mine. That version was necessary. It kept me alive. It taught me resilience. It taught me awareness. It taught me how to navigate chaos with precision. But survival isn't living. And I couldn't build a future from a version of myself that was designed only to endure. So I had to delete him. Not out of shame, but out of gratitude. He got me here, but he couldn't take me further. There was a version of myself that existed entirely for others. The fixer, the listener, the emotional support NPC, the one who showed up even when I was running on empty. The version learned that version learned how to prioritize everyone else's needs over my own, how to perform stability even when I was glitching inside, how to be dependable even when I was exhausted. But living for other people is not the same as living with other people. And I realized I couldn't keep being a character in someone else's storyline. So I deleted him, not because he was weak, but because he deserved rest. Fear builds entire identities. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of being seen, fear of disappointing people, fear of becoming someone bigger than the world expected. There was a version of me that made every decision from fear. He stayed small, he stayed quiet, he stayed safe. But fear-based versions don't grow. They loop, they repeat, they replay the same storyline until you finally decide to break the cycle. So I deleted him, not because he was wrong, but because he was done. Pretending is a trait you learn early. Pretend to be okay, to be confident, to be unbothered, to be the version of yourself people expect. There was a version of me that mastered pretending. He wore the right masks, he said the right things, he played the right role. But pretending is exhausting. It drains your motive. It corrupts your files. It disconnects you from your real self. So I deleted him, not because he failed, but because he deserved authenticity. Some versions are meant to be deleted. They're meant to be rebuilt. There was a version of me that was trying to grow, trying to heal, trying to understand himself, trying to rewrite his own coding. He wasn't perfect. He wasn't polished. He wasn't finished, but he was evolving. Instead of deleting him, I updated him. I patched him. I expanded him. I let him become the version I'm living now. Deleting versions of yourself isn't destruction, it's evolution. It's choosing growth over repetition. It's choosing authenticity over performance. It's choosing the future over the past. Every version I deleted taught me something. Every version I released made space for who I am now. Every version I outgrew became part of the story instead of the identity. This chapter is about honoring who I was and choosing who I become.